And we are back with the 10th and 11th grade game between the Findlay Bombers and the Northwest Hoopstars. It's Jeremy Scott. That ball taken by the Bombers off the tip, and we are set for action here as there's a shot that is up, and that is good for 3. And the Findlay Bombers take an early 3-0 lead. On offense, Hoopstars try to answer with a 3 of their own. That's no good, and that's pulled down by Hagemeyer. Up top it comes to the Bombers, and that's over the head of everybody and out of bounds, so back to the Hoopstars. And that was Clark who had that first 3 of the ball game, and that is where we stand. It is 3-0. Findlay over the Northwest Hoopstars. Bejarano. And that's number 3, Wienerstein. Wienerstein passing it. That's a wide open 3 look. That's up. That's no good. And that's pulled down by the Bombers up ahead. That is number 21, King. King on the drive. King on the layup. It's good. And now the Findlay Bombers lead the Northwest Hoopstars. It's 5-0. Over on the left wing. That's Wienerstein. Into the low post. That's up. That's partially blocked. Out of bounds it goes. And it'll remain Northwest Hoopstars ball. But good job there by Monday. As the ball is inbounded, and that is Fry who's got it. Fry. And Fry's going to get called for a travel. She went to the ground with it, I do believe, and she's going to be called for that walk. And it will be Findlay Bombers ball again. They're up 5 here, and we're just a little over a minute gone by. King. Pass it back outside to Fenstermaker for 3. That's off the backboard, no good. Hagemeyer's there to get it. Hagemeyer looking for somebody to pass it to. And she finds it on the right wing. That's Clark. Clark on the wing. Clark into the high post. Kicks it out. That's King. King on the drive, and she was trying to find Hagemeyer in the low post there, but it was over her head. Hagemeyer not exactly short, but not tall enough to grab that pass, and it's going to come back to the Hoopstars now. It is Jeremy Scott here, Kayla Cazell running the camera, and of course, a big shout out to the brothers Ferguson, Jeff and John, as well as Caleb Graham and Tom Strasser, helping to make it happen on the administrative side. And that's a shot that's up no good. Grabbing her own shot, following her own shot is Fry, and she puts it back up and in 4-2. 5-2, the Bombers lead the Hoopstars. On the left wing. That's Clark, who already has a 3. That's a 2-point attempt. That's up, and that's a little bit too strong, and that's pulled down by Bejarano. Over to Velasquez. Back to Wienerstein. Up to Velasquez. 4-3. And that's going to be an air ball. Goes out of bounds as checking into the ball game for the Bombers will be Chisholm. And taking a seat will be Fenstermaker. And the Bombers back on offense. That's Vina Cutter. Over to Chisholm. Clark. 4-3. Nope, that's a pass into the low post. And that was kind of a confusing situation there, kind of no man's land, because it looked like Clark was half shooting it and half trying to pass it to Hagemeyer. And out of bounds it goes. Anytime you have a thing that's between a pass and a shot, it's probably not going to end up well for you, and it didn't end up well for the Bombers that time. They turn it over. And that's a 3-point look. That's up, and that's going to be an air ball, and that's taken back by the Bombers. That's King. King up ahead to Chisholm. Chisholm underneath the hoop. She lays it up. That's no good, and Chisholm gets the rebound, and over it comes, and there's a loose ball, and that's going to be taken by Bejarano. Bejarano's going to push the ball back up the floor. Bejarano over to Wienerstein. Wienerstein into the paint, and she's fouled on her way up by Vina Cutter, and that will be a foul on the Bombers. They commit the first team foul, and it will be the Hoopstars stepping up to the free throw line to shoot 2. Wienerstein for these shots. Wienerstein. First shot good. And 4 in, 4 out here for the Northwest Hoopstars. as Wienerstein takes the second shot. That's up. That's no good. And offensive rebound. Yes, that is a rebound by Fry. Fry going to be called for a walk as Heinstein checks into the ball game. And it looks like Wienerstein will be taking a seat. So Heinstein in for Wienerstein, and it's 5-3. Bombers at the elbow. That's Fenstermaker. Fenstermaker looking for somebody to pass to, dishes it off to Clark. Clark kicks it outside to Chisholm. Chisholm has the ball taken away from her. That's a steal by Fry. Stolen away by Fry. Bombers pushing up to the other end, and that's going to be a carry there. That's a carry on the part of Perez, and so back it comes to the Bombers. A lot of action here. And we are 4 minutes gone by in this game between the Findlay Bombers and the Northwest Hoopstars. It's a 10th and 11th grade game. And look on the other end, that's another carry. And so, back it comes to the Hoopstars. So, both possessions end in a carry consecutively as Heinstein plays the point for the Hoopstars. Stolen away. That's a steal. Stolen away by King. King pushed into the other. I'm sorry, that's Clark, and she puts it up and in, and that's an and one. Count the bucket and the foul. Clark has 5 of the Bombers' 7 with a chance to make it 6 of 8. That foul on the Hoopstars is their first. And Clark at the line rims it in there. So she's got 6 points. Findlay leads the Northwest Hoopstars 8-3. Heinstein. Outside. Long three-point attempt. That is up and that is good. Perez for 3 makes it 8-6. Underneath the hoop. That's up and that's good. That is Fenstermaker for 2. 10-6. A lot of scoring here in the early going. Over to Perez. Perez gets a pick from Beagle. Cross-court pass. That's over to Heinstein. That's Clark who's trying to pick her pocket. And it's Perez who ends up with it, and she loses it out of bounds. And there will be a line change here for the Findlay Bombers as 5 in, 5 out. And for the Hoopstars, that's Bajarano who will check into the ball game. And taking a seat looks like will be Fry. And there's a pass. Into the paint it comes, and almost losing it, then kicking it outside. That's a 3 look. That's up. That's no good. And offensive rebound there. And that is Monday on that rebound. Underneath, Monday puts it up, and no good. Another offensive rebound. That putback is stripped away from Heigl. As Heinstein has it. So the possession arrow off the jump ball will favor the Findlay Bombers, who lead at 10-6. Underneath on that outlet pass, up and in. That's 2 for Monday, 12-6. Good vision there by the Bombers to find that open woman underneath the hoop. As the Hoopstars have it back on offense. That's to Perez. Perez with a long three-pointer. That's short, and that's rebounded by Ridenauer. And then it's stolen away by Perez. Perez on the steal. She puts it back up. That's no good. Offensive rebound. That's up, and that's no good. And that's taken by Ridenauer. So a couple of putback opportunities do not fall for the Hoopstars. And it's the Bombers back on offense. Monday playing the point. And the referees allow for a couple of substitutions here. I'm not sure there was a foul or anything of that sort. I think they were just letting the substitutions come in. So we're back to the action with Ridenauer on a drive. Ridenauer puts it up. Ridenauer good for 2. 14-6. The Bombers lead the Hoopstars. Up ahead, the Hoopstars 4-3. And that was partially blocked. That was Velazquez attempting that three-pointer. And that was partially blocked. And the Bombers were on the line when they caught that partially blocked ball, and so it will remain Hoopstars ball. as Lutfrieg and Fry check into the ball game for the Hoopstars. And that will be 22 McCarthy and 11 Beagle to sit. Inbounds it comes to Velasquez. I'm sorry, that's Bajarano. Bajarano has it stripped away from her, and that's going to be a foul. That's a foul on Heigl, number 33. And that'll be Wienerstein to take the ball out of bounds. Inbounds it comes. And that's stolen away by the Bombers. That's Burnett on the steal. Burnett's going to take it coast to coast. Burnett puts it up, and that is good. No, it's not good. Then that is good. Sorry, I saw the ball ricochet like it was going to go in. That didn't go in, but then it did fall finally for El Cesar, so it's all good. 16-6 is the score. Wienerstein. She gives off to Velasquez. Velasquez gets a pick. Velasquez looking for somebody to pass it to. And it's stolen away instead. Stolen away by Monday. Monday on the fast break. Monday lays it up, and she has that ball partially blocked, but there to gather it up and put it in is Heigl for two. And the score 18-6. The Findlay Bombers lead the Northwest Hoopstars. Timeout on the floor. 6:24 to play here in the first half. We'll be back. (18-6) the score. The Hoopstars called that timeout. They find themselves in that dozen-digit deficit. That's Wienerstein. And that's a foul. Foul on El Cesar. That's the third Findlay Bombers foul. Lutfrieg will take it out of bounds. And that's a steal. Stolen away by El Cesar. El Cesar on the other end. El Cesar into the lane. El Cesar puts it up, and she's fouled, so she will step up to the free throw line to shoot two. That foul on Bajarano. That is the second Hoopstars foul. First shot up for El Cesar is good, so she's got 3 points. As taking a seat for the Hoopstars will be Velasquez. As El Cesar's second shot falls. El Cesar 2 for 2 that trip to the free throw line, and that makes it 19-6. Findlay Bombers on top of the Northwest Hoopstars. They have some ground to make up. That's Bajarano. Bajarano kicks it outside to Perez. Perez on the drive. Perez puts it up on the runner. That's up. That's no good, and that's rebounded by Chisholm. Chisholm on the defensive rebound. And that foul on the Hoopstars is on Fry. That is their third. And so Heigl will play the point this possession for the Bombers. She hands it off to Monday. Monday kicks it outside, and able to save him from going out of bounds is Ridenauer. That's over to Chisholm. Chisholm over to Ridenauer. That's a three-point look, and that's short. There to clean it up is Monday. And then there's another three-point look. That one does not fall either. And another offensive rebound for the Findlay Bombers. That's Monday on that offensive rebound. Monday. Over to the left. That's Heigl. Kicks it back outside to Monday. Monday dishes it to Ridenauer. Ridenauer over to Heigl. A lot of movement here for the Bombers. As Monday drives, Monday puts it up. Count the bucket and the foul. Monday is fouled. That's the fourth team foul on the Hoopstars. And so Monday will step up to the free throw line, and she will have an opportunity to make this a three-point play and put her team up by 17. Substitutions. Bajarano will sit for the Hoopstars. She looks like she may have been hurt, as Monday is able to rim that free throw in there. So the score 23-6. The Bombers lead the Hoopstars. That is Beagle giving it off to Heinstein. Up top to Perez. Perez for three. No good. Pulled down by King. King, dribble it behind her back, finding a woman underneath the hoop, and that is Hagemeyer up and good for two. She's got her first points, and the score 25-6. Findlay leads Northwest. 3-point look, and that's no good for McCarthy. Out of bounds, off of the Hoopstars, and back to the Bombers with 4:17 to play here in the first half. It is Jeremy Scott here at courtside alongside Kayla Cazell running the camera. 10th and 11th grade tournament game. That's Clark. And that's stolen away by Perez. Perez on the steal. Perez pushing the ball up the floor. Into the left corner it comes. That's to Beagle. And there's a foul on Hagemeyer. That's the fourth Findlay Bombers foul as Wienerstein checks back into the ball game. Wienerstein checks in for Fry. Inbounds to Perez, who attempts a quick three-pointer that banks no good. And is pulled down by Clark. Clark up ahead to King. King lays it up, and she gets fouled on her way up. And the fifth Northwest Hoopstars foul is a shooting foul. And so King will step up to the foul line, and she will attempt two. So far, the Bombers 100% at the charity stripe today, as King keeps that streak going. It's 26-6. King's second shot is no good. And that one is rebounded by the Bombers. So the offensive rebound is put back up again. Still not able to connect. And there's another foul. Nope, it's a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors the Hoopstars. So, 26-6 is the score. Hoopstars get the ball back with 3:27 to go in the first half. There's a large deficit for them to make up here. As Perez has it. Perez, guarded by Wienercutter. Wienerstein, outside to Heinstein. Almost a steal there by King. And Wienercutter is called for a grab as Fry checks back into the ballgame for the Hoopstars, and Heinstein will sit. And for the Bombers, Burnett will check back in, and King will take a breather. And inbounds, that shot is up, and that is good. And that is McCarthy for two, and she makes it a 26-8 game. On the other end, that is Clark. Underneath the hoop. Up and no good for Hagemeyer. And it's taken by the Hoopstars. Perez pushing to the other end. On the run, she puts it up. That's no good. And that is taken by Wienercutter. Wienercutter tripped by Fry. That's the sixth Hoopstars foul. And so, little over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. The Findlay Bombers find themselves up by 18. It's 26-8 on the drive. That's up, and that falls short for Clark. Rebounded on the offensive glass. And driving it, kicking it outside. That's Monday. Monday passes it to the elbow, and from the elbow, Fenstermaker puts it in for two. 28-8 the score. And that's a three-point attempt by Perez that falls short. Pulled down by the Bombers. Clark up ahead. And Perez ends up with it. And they're going to say that her foot was on the line when she corralled that pass. And so, Substitutions coming for both sides. 4 in, 4 out for the Bombers. And for the Northwest Hoopstars, that'll be 4 and 23 checking back in. Velasquez 4 and 23 Lutfrieg. Heigl will inbound this ball for the Findlay Bombers. Inbounds it comes to Elsesser. And underneath the hoop, and it's taken away by Fry. Fry pushes it up ahead. And that is Velasquez who has it. Into the low post, that shot is up, and that is good for Fry. Fry's got 4, 28-10 the score. 45 seconds and winding on this first half clock. As that pass is not able to be handled by Monday, it goes out of bounds with 42.7 seconds left. 18-point game. That's Wienerstein kicking it outside to Velasquez. Back to Fry. Fry outside to Velasquez. Velasquez have it stripped away from her, and she bounce passes it over to McCarthy. McCarthy trapped in the corner, back outside to Velasquez. Inside. It's stolen away by the Bombers. I heard a whistle, but that was from another court. Taking it to the other end and putting it up and in for 2 is Chisholm. And now the score 30-10. With 1 second to go, there's a heave at the buzzer, and that's going to fall well short. And that will be how this first half comes to a close. With the score, the Findlay Bombers 30, the Northwest Hoopstars 10. We'll be back right here on GBA TV. Back to the action here. It's 30-10. The Findlay Bombers lead the Northwest Hoopstars. It's a 10th and 11th grade game. Jeremy Scott here with you at commentary. And we resume play It's the Bombers on offense as Chisholm takes a three-point attempt, and she is fouled from three-point land. And so Chisholm is going to step up to the foul line, and she will attempt not one, not two, but 3 free throws. With only 11 seconds gone by in the second half. Chisholm's first shot is no good. Second shot for Chisholm is no good. So can she at least make good on one of these 3? About to find out here. Yes, she is. So 31-10 the score. Bombers on top by 21. Running clock, of course, here in the second half. Wienerstein on offense. Kicks it inside. That shot is up, and that's no good. That's taken by Elsesser. Elsesser has it for the Bombers. Elsesser. Outside, that's a three-point look, and that falls. That's 3 for Elsesser. She has 7 on the morning, and the score 34-10. Bombers in command. Wienerstein into the low post. She was looking for Fry, but it was over her head and out of bounds, and back to the Bombers it comes. So the Bombers up by 24, could pad that lead. Into the corner. And knocked out of bounds, and so it will remain on this end. Heigl to inbound it. And that'll be Chisholm. Over the left and Monday. Monday spins in the lane, kicks it back outside. Elsesser thinks about another three-point attempt, but decides to pass it instead. And that's Monday, who will attempt a 3 and make that 3. Monday now has 8 with the score 37-10. On the other end, that's Bajarano. And up ahead it comes. And there's a scramble for that loose ball, and Velasquez wins that race. She almost has her pocket picked from behind, but she's able to get the ball into the paint instead to Fry. She puts it up, and she has that ball partially blocked, and that is Monday. Monday pushing the ball back down the floor. Monday up ahead to Elsesser. Elsesser into the paint. That's Chisholm. Chisholm kicks it outside, and that's a three-point look for Ridenauer, and that is no good. And that hit the top of the backboard, so it will come back to the Northwest Hoopstars. As King checks back into the game for the Hoopstars, it will be McCarthy. Bajarano. Met by King. Outside to Wienerstein. And Wienerstein is trapped with it. Jump ball, and that will favor the Hoopstars, so ball will stay at this end. With 11:07 and winding on this running clock. With that 27-point lead, the clock will be running unless the Hoopstars can cut this lead to less than 20. There's a cut. That is up, and that is good. That was Bajarano. Nice little backdoor cut there. And the score, 37-12. On the other end, it's Monday. Monday. Inside to Chisholm, over her head, and into the hands of Wienerstein. So Wienerstein has it now for the Hoopstars. Push the ball back down the floor. Wienerstein. Into the corner. That is Bajarano, and she walked with it off the pump fake. She shuffled her feet, and it's going to come back now to the Bombers. As Wienerstein will check out, as will Velasquez. Perez will check in, and so will Heinstein. Heigl kicks it outside, and there's a foul, offensive foul, and that's on Heigl. So I think they're going to say she pushed off when she went to receive that pass. And so the Bombers give it back to the Hoopstars, who trail 37-12. There's a three-point shot. That's up, and that's no good for Heinstein, and that's pulled down by Monday. Monday pushes it up ahead. That's Elsesser on the outlet. Elsesser takes it, and that's no good. Chisholm there to clean it up, and that's no good. Alcester gets it back. She passes it outside. There's a three-point look for King, and King connects. 40-12. Very nice job there by the Bombers to keep that possession alive, and King was able to finish it. 40-12 is the score. Perez with a long three. That doesn't fall for her. That's rebounded by Chisholm. Chisholm into the paint, and that goes off of the foot of a Hoopstars player, as there's a line change forthcoming here for the Bombers, and into the game for the Hoopstars will be Beagle, and it looks like that will be Bajarano to go and take a seat. Also checking into the game for the Hoopstars late is Fry, and that'll be Lutfrig to take a seat. Inbounds it comes. Into the high post. Driving into the lane, putting it up no good is Vinacutter. And there for the rebound is number 7 Hagemeyer. And then Vinacutter gets it back. She puts it up. That's no good. So a couple of putback opportunities there for the Bombers do not fall. And the Hoopstars get it back, but then they give it right back to the Bombers. That's Clark who has it. Clark. And she was looking for Fenstermaker, and that was a little bit too hot for Fenstermaker to handle, I think. And so, back it comes to the Hoopstars. Perez on the baseline. She puts it up, and that goes behind the backboard, and that will be out of bounds, and it will go back to the Findlay Bombers. 7:45 and winding on the second half running clock. 40-12 is the score. To Burnett. Burnett guarded by Heinstein. And that's Vinacutter. To Clark. Clark drives it into the lane and was trying to find Hagemeyer, and Hagemeyer was there but wasn't able to handle the pass. And so out of bounds it goes, and back it comes to the Hoopstars. Beagle gives it up to Perez. Perez on the right wing. She'll attempt a three-pointer and make that three-pointer. Good job there by Perez. That is her second three-pointer this half. This game. First this half. The score of 40-15. Perez has that Steph Curry ability to just kind of shoot it from anywhere beyond that three-point line and make it. Always a threat to score from downtown. That's Vinacutter. Cuts inside. Vinacutter is going to be called for a travel. I think she wanted to jump ball or foul on the Hoopstars, but they're going to say that she walked with it, so it's going to come back to the Northwest Hoopstars, who trail by 25. That's Beagle. Beagle, bounce pass. Another three-point look from the right wing. That one's up. That's no good for Heinstein, and out of bounds it goes, and it will go off of the Bombers, and so the ball will remain at that end. Checking back in for Northwest is Bajarano, and taking a seat will be Heinstein. Beagle to inbound. To Perez. Perez. Not afraid to take that three-point look, as we have seen, and that one doesn't fall for her. That's Clark. Clark, nice move to cut it inside, put it up and in for two. The score 42-15. The Bombers on top of the Hoopstars. That's Perez. Another three-point look for her. That one falls short, and that is taken by Fenstermaker. Fenstermaker gives it off to Clark. Clark gives it to Burnett. Burnett cuts it inside. That's no good. That's Hagemeyer on the offensive rebound, and she puts it up and in for two. She's got 4 on the morning. The score of 44-15. Bombers well in control of this one. Just a little over 5 minutes to go here in the second half. It is a running clock. There's a steal. That's stolen away by Clark. Clark, nobody between her and the bucket. Drives it, puts it up and in. And they allow a couple subs to be made here. 4 and 3 for the Hoopstars, Velazquez and Wienerstein respectively. And Perez and McCarthy will sit. And there's a line change for the Findlay Bombers. Bajarano. Inside it comes to Fry. Fry with a shot. That's up. That's no good. And rebounded by Monday. Underneath. Monday puts it up and in. Monday now has double digits. She's got 10. The score 48-15. Findlay on top of Northwest. Into the corner. That's a three-point attempt, and it rims out on Wienerstein. There for the offensive board is Fry. She puts it up. That's taken by Monday on the defensive glass. And then there's a steal. Stolen away by Beagle. Beagle's got it. Beagle in the short corner. She puts it up, and that's going to hit the top of the backboard, and they're going to say that it didn't actually hit the very top, so no out of bounds will be called. And Heigl has it. Heigl's told to just kind of slow the offense down, let it work its motion. And into the paint goes Elsesser, and she had it almost taken away by Bajarano, but it's Chisholm who ends up with it for Findlay. Elsesser attempts a three and drains that three. Elsesser's got 2 3-pointers on the morning. The score 51-15. It's a palindrome. Hoopstars. Back on offense. That's Beagle. Up top to Wienerstein. Wienerstein gives it to Fry. Fry puts it up, and Monday gets the carom. Heigl on the other end, putting up a three. That is Ridenauer, not able to connect, and it's rebounded by Heigl, who gives it right back to Ridenauer. Ridenauer gives it to Elsesser. Elsesser over to Monday. Monday guarded by Beagle. Back to Ridenauer. Ridenauer kicks it outside. 3-point attempt, no good. Elsesser misses, but there to clean up and put back that shot is Monday, and the score 53-15. Substitutions are made for the Hoopstars with under 2.5 to play. That's Bajarano. Gives it to Wienerstein. Back to Fry. Fry back outside to Bajarano. She'll attempt a three, and she won't connect. And that's Wienerstein, who's crashing the boards and ends up hitting the deck. A little bit of a miscommunication because the coach of the Bombers over here was saying, slow it down, slow it down. So when she passed it up ahead, her teammate was hearing slow it down, instead of looking for the pass, and so it went over her head and out of bounds, and it'll come back to the Hoopstars. Under 2 minutes to play. The score 53-15. The Bombers look to be advancing after this one, as Bajarano gives it off, and that is Lutfrig who misses. Lutfrig on the miss, but Fry there to clean it up, put it back in for 2. 53-17 now the score. On the other end, that's out of bounds and off of the Hoopstars. As Heinstein checks in, and Bajarano will sit. Inbounds to Clark. Little give and go. That shot is up, and that rims out on King. And Hagemeyer crashes the board, dishes outside to Burnett. That's no good, and that's chased down by Vinacutter. Vinacutter drives the baseline. There's a pass. That's for 3, and that's no good for King. And there's another offensive rebound. I'll tell you what, the Bombers able to keep this possession alive, and finally King connects for 3. The score 56-17. Heinstein into the high post. Dishes it out to Wienerstein. She puts up a 3 that's too strong. And Clark up ahead to King. King puts it up, and that is good for 2. 58-17 now. And attempting a 3 is Lutfrig, and Lutfrig gets onto the scoreboard before it's all said and done, and that's how this one will end. 58-20, the final. The Findlay Bombers take this one over the Northwest Hoopstars, so the Bombers will be advancing here at the Northern Shootout. It's Jeremy Scott here at Ohio Northern University, and we'll be back with more throughout the day.